Oh, goody, it's the church people. It must be Sunday and you're visiting us to do your good deed for the week. I'm so happy to see you. My name is Bernice. You may not recognize me because I have on lipstick. That's because George is coming to visit me. Oh, George is not my boyfriend. Oh, no, no, no. George was Ethel's boyfriend, but Ethel died. And she was my best friend. So now George comes to visit me. A lady should always look her best, don't you think so?
Yes.
I was a looker in my day. You wouldn't know it now because all they give us to wear in this nursing home are these old dresses. But you look so spiffy. And your kids do too, coming from church and all. Ooh, I like your hat. And I like your lipstick. Oh, and I like your handbag. I had one just like that I used to take on dates. I've had bows from when I was this high all the way up until I was this high. I've shrunk a little. And I was a wicked tennis player. Boom! And I am 94 years old. Would you believe that? The love of my life was Barry Hirschfeld. He was my college sweetheart. And I said to my roommate, oh, I could never like him that way with his hooked nose and his thick glasses. But when I fell in love with Barry, he became the handsomest man in the world in his forest green sweater in physics lab. We were going to get married, Barry and I, but he broke it off after 2 years. You can love somebody too much and smother them with your love. So I never loved anybody like that again. No, I did not. I never did marry. But you never know what might happen down the pike. I'm ready now to love again. Oh, I love all of you for visiting. We're having such a nice chat, aren't we? I wonder where George is. Oh, George is not my boyfriend. George was Ethel's boyfriend. Ethel died. She was my best friend, so now George visits me. Maybe he stopped off at Howard Johnson's to get some fried clams and to buy me a root beer float with cherry ice cream and fizzy water. That's why he's not here. Oh no, I never did have kids. No, I didn't. I had 2 almost babies. It wasn't legal at the time, and so I found a good doctor, and I believe that a woman should always bring up babies with just the right daddy, and I wasn't perfect at the time. I'm not perfect now, but I was less perfect then. and so I couldn't find the perfect daddy because it takes 2 to tango, don't you think so? Well, anyway, I'd be a good mom now, but it's just a little bit too late. My first almost baby, his name was David. Well, that's what I would have named him. I just knew inside myself that he would have been a boy. And oh, we would have had such fun baking cookies together and getting batter all over our clothes. He would have been a dream boy because his father was an Omar Sharif look-alike. You know Omar Sharif in Dr. Zhivago? my second almost baby. I just know that she would have been a girl, so I've named her Lisa. Oh, she would have been all screwed up and had to see a shrink. I would not have been as good bringing up girls as I would have been bringing up boys, because I was a tomboy when I was little, so I understood boys better. Oh, what's the point of kids anyway? They don't want to visit their parents when their parents get old. I've seen kids come to this nursing home to visit their parents, and they are bored to tears. I think a woman should always be able to take care of herself. Don't you agree with me? You should not rely on anybody else. And so I paid $114.40 a year for 40 years so that I could afford a nursing home in my old age. And, oh well, this nursing home isn't so bad. They give us lemon jello on Sundays with canned fruit. But sometimes at night when when my roommate is snoring, she snores, I feel like going like this. But I don't, because I live in community. And in community, you have to be a good girl. You have to be quiet and respectful and mind your P's and Q's. I wonder where George is. Oh, George. Oh no, I'm not coming in for my meds right now. Thank you very much. I'm talking to the church people, and I'm waiting for George. That nurse can be so bothersome. I think she's not getting any, so she takes it out on us. You didn't think us old folks knew about things like that, but we do. We are not that over the hill. Now, where were we? No. What do you mean if I don't come in for my meds right now, I can't go on Friday to bingo? But I love bingo. But I love talking to all of you. But I love bingo. Oh, sometimes I just get so frustrated, I just want to... But I don't. I didn't do it. I almost did it, but I didn't do it because I am a good girl and I mind my P's and Q's. Now, where were we? What do you mean you hate my howl? That I sound like a caged animal. And they hate it too, my friends. Do you hate my howl? No. Oh, see, they don't hate my howl. But I know you have to go home for your turkey dinner because it's Sunday. Oh, please don't leave me alone. Oh, it's all right. I'll just sit here and I'll wait for George. George is not my boyfriend. George was Ethel's boyfriend. I'll just wait. David, wipe that batter off your face. We want you to look good when George gets here. And Lisa, oh, your curls are just sticking up so pretty. You must have been brushing your hair all day. Yeah. Hey, that nurse said that we sound like caged animals. We belong in nature. I have an idea. Let's go out to the big lake in the woods, and George can meet us there. David, get your bathing suit, the red trunks, and Lisa, get your bikini. Oh, this is going to be so much fun going to fresh air and freedom, and I hope George brings his bathing suit. Oh. ocean. White Castle, my favorite. Even a toy store with electric trains. Oh, hunky-dory times 10. Was this your idea, Carrie, to bring the whole halfway house here on a field trip? I bet it was, because you are really nice. Before the halfway house, I lived on a locked ward. And I had a roommate, Gary. He was not nice. I did not like him. We had a black gate, black gate, black gate. But the halfway house, it's nothing like that. Nada, sis boom bada, no way, Jose. At the halfway house, I can hang whatever I want on the walls. So guess what? Oh, you know, Carrie, a big poster of Patty Duke, and she's she's smiling right at me. I didn't know you before the halfway house, but I do now, because you are moved in with us and you live with us and help us, and I like you. We all do. Remember when you took us camping, the whole halfway house? And I loved the rabbits hopping in the woods, hopping and bopping and hopping and bopping and hop, hop, hop. And you gave me this rabbit's foot for my 22nd birthday. And I love it very much. It's good luck, and I keep it with me everywhere I go, because the rabbit's foot and me, we are forever friends. And I think that I was your first friend that you met when you moved into the halfway house. Am I right? Am I left? Am I right? Am I left? Get it? You and me, we're forever friends, and you're never gonna leave, right? No. Stop it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't hear you. Eddie, calm and steady. Eddie, calm and steady. Eddie, calm and steady. Let's only talk about my 22nd birthday. You made this big banana cream cake, and we all gobbled it down. And there were 22 candles, and one for good luck, and I blew them all out in one big blow. And it was a wow. Wow is spelled the same way frontwards and backwards. You can flip it, and it would still be the same. And you can flip it over, and it would spell mom. Mom. And you can flip rotator, and it's still the same, it's rotator. And you could flip my name, Eddie, if it were spelled E-D-D-E, but it's spelled E-D-D-I-E, so you can't flip it. Hey, you're gonna love this. I made my own sandwich this morning in the halfway house, and it's tuna fish, lettuce and tomato, little bit of mayonnaise, and rye bread. You want to smell? No? Oh. Well, it smells real fresh. Not fresh like a man would be with a woman. No, not fresh like that. Never. Fresh like it's not even a little bit stale. And if I made it every day in the house and did not buy it in the bodega, I would save $1.93 a day. That is $13.51 a week, which is $45.30 a month, which, unless it's a 31-day month, in which case I save $47.23. And if I did that all year long, I'd saved $738.44. And I get a Medicaid check for $300.07, which is $3,600.84 a year. And with all that money, I could ask out Patty Duke. And if she'd go out with me, well, then I'd learn to dance like she does. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then if she liked me, every girl in the whole world would like me, and I'd be rich and famous, and I'd be a real man, and I'd grow back my mustache and a beard, and I'd be Gorilla Man. Patty Duke, Patty Duke, Patty Duke. And I know I'm a good money manager. You have to be, because you have to save for a rainy day. You could get hit by a tractor trailer truck. Or you could get run over by the front car of the Orange Line at Copley Square. Flat, flat, flat. And you'd be in big trouble if you didn't have a nest egg. And thanks so much. You got us these jobs starting next week in the assembly line of the cheese factory. And if I work 20 hours a week, I'll make $100 a week. And I know I could work holidays and overtime, and I know I'll be really good at it because I can move my hands really, really fast and concentrate. And maybe they'll even pay us piecemeal. I know I won't be a millionaire, but I will have $7,388.60 a year. And with all that money, well, I could still ask Aunt Patty Duke to White Castle and to buy her a burger. I'd have to be really handsome and shave every day. And you think I'm handsome?
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart?
Yes.
Oh, that's good, right? But I don't drive a Cadillac, and Patty Duke would want somebody who is really rich and drives a Cadillac, and I don't even know how to drive. And my mother always says, no girl would ever want to go out with you. You are a nutcase, just like all the other crazies in the halfway house. Am I crazy? Do you think I'm crazy, Carrie?
No.
I just have to learn manners. I know to not spill spaghetti on my shirt, and I have to practice listening. I listen to you, Carrie, because you are really nice. Do you have a boyfriend? Oh yeah, I did meet him. He looks like Gregory Peck in Roman Holiday. And would he, have you kissed him? Oh, note to self, Eddie. Too personal. Do not talk about kissing. But have you kissed him? I mean, really kissed him. Not like a man kisses a grandma, but like a man kisses a woman. Would Patty Duke kiss me? Oh, Patty Duke. And here's another reason that you would be really proud of me. I am the first person at the halfway house to learn the words to the song that we're going to sing next week at the Trinity Senior Center when all the other groups come to perform too. It's going to be a fundraiser. And a fundraiser, get it? Fundraiser. Anyway, here's the song. Thorazine spells Thorazine. That's our very favorite kind of candy. When we eat it, we feel really dandy. Thorazine. It's a thrill of a pill, guaranteed to keep us still. Thorazine for me. They're gonna love it, and I'm gonna wear a clean shirt. I have on a clean shirt now. Have you noticed? No, it's not new. It's just sparkly clean. I washed it at my mother's house last night. In her Maytag washing machine, that's Maytag, with Tide detergent, that's Tide. She said, "Oh, baby, boy, you look so handsome in that clean shirt. Come give your mama a big hug. Your breath stinks. You are ugly. You disgust me." And then she says things a lot like, "Oh, baby boy, I love you. I hate you. I love you. I hate you." My head starts feeling like scrambled eggs, like it's just a big mush. I know I shouldn't do my laundry at her house, but I save $5.25 a week. That's $207 a year when I do it at her house. But I don't want to go back in the hospital. I won't have to, will I? I won't break any more windows. I won't break any more windows. I only broke that one window that one time when I moved out of my mother's house. And I know how to calm myself down. Eddie, Eddie, calm and steady. Eddie, Eddie, calm and steady. Eddie, Eddie, calm and steady. Let's just go in the ocean and swim. Yeah, I'll only go in the shallow. I'll go up to my waist, which is 35.5 inches high because I'm 71 inches tall. What do you mean? What? This is your last trip. What do you mean? No, you never told me that. No, you didn't tell me that. You're gonna go on the show next week, aren't you, with us? But then you're getting married. Oh no. Oh, I bet you did kiss him on the lips and you just didn't want to tell me. And you probably kissed him in your room with the door closed in the halfway house. Oh, it may be good for you that you're getting married, but it's not good for me, because I like you. I hate you. I like you. I hate you. I like you. I hate you. Oh, don't talk to me about this ever again. No, you don't. You dare. Don't you dare. And take back your stupid rabbit's foot. Oh, no. My rabbit's foot is in the ocean. It's going to drown. My rabbit's foot is going to drown. Oh, no. I need my rabbit's foot. I need my rabbit's foot. You found it. Oh, you found my rabbit's foot. Thank you. Oh, rabbit's foot, you are all wet. I better dry you off. Oh, I will never throw you away again. Never, never, never. I will be with you every single second. And you will be with me every single second. Because you and me, we are forever friends. Till the end of time. For dinner tonight, and she just lets me know now. Can you believe that, Tinter? 10 for dinner. There'll be so many dishes to wash. Marina, Take out the fine china, the one with the peacocks, polish the silver, shine the chandelier, and wear a clean uniform. Clean uniform. I always wear a clean uniform, don't I, Tinter? She calls me the girl. The girl likes to clean. Oh, lady of leisure just lies in her bed all day long, staring at the ceiling, chain smoking, playing with her dyed blonde hair, and ringing the buzzer for me to bring her her coffee in bed. Lazy, good for nothing. No wonder no maid ever stuck with her. They probably quit after one day. Only I stayed. 12 years. I came 3 years before Pam was born, and she's 9 years old now, so yes, 12 years living here, working here, sleeping in the maids' quarters. Well, at least we do have our privacy. I have you, Tinter, and Pam. Oh, Pam was such a beautiful baby. People would stop by the carriage and say, "What a beautiful baby you have. Looks just like you." Her mother never took her for a walk. Oh, no. She just, except that one time that she left her in the carriage in the park, and she comes home and she says, "I had something with me before I went. What was it? What would that woman do without me?" And Mr. Baum, he says, "Your mother was so beautiful. She could have been a Miss America." Well, good looks are not everything. Hard work, that's what we all need. Mr. Baum, he says, I don't know why he stays with her. They fight like banshees. Well, I won't let her spoil Pam like she's spoiled. No, 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 no. Not if I have anything to say about it, which I don't. Remember when she fired me for teaching Pam to iron? That's below our station, Marina. That's your job. And then she rehires me when she sees Pam packing to leave a few minutes later. No, but I just can't be too careful. I don't want to be fired again. Where would I go? What would I do? Who would take care of you, Tinter, or Pam, or Mr. Baum for that matter? No. Well, at least we live in a good neighborhood. And we have Central Park across the way. And you may be Pam's dog, but you are really my dog. Yes, you are, because I'm the one that takes care of you. Yes, I do. With your cute little ears and your, oh, you're just Marina's widow Tinter. Oh, patience, Marina, patience. Pam's always asking me about my family back in Wood, Pennsylvania. I think she wishes she had my mom. I don't blame her. My parents never fought. We were poor, but we were happy. Marina, tell me about when you were little. Again, Pam, you want to hear it again? Oh, yes, yes. They're all dead. They're all gone. Oh, but tell me about your mother and how she loved her little apple tree and her cow. And tell me about your brother and your father and how they came back from the coal mines every day and they had to wash in the tub because they were dirty as coal. Oh, tell me. Pam, you know those stories better than I do. And tell me about your brother Philip. Philip died in the mines when he was 13 years old of epilepsy. And you miss him? Oh, yes. And you loved him? Yes. I don't tell her what you and I know, Tinter, which is that I never had kids or married because I did not want to pass the epilepsy on to my own children. That is our little secret, and I know you won't tell. Philip was shy, right? Yes, very. Am I shy? No, you are a mischief maker. You talk too much in class. But you love me? Yes, I do. Oh, this is where I could get into trouble because Mrs. Baum could come in and hear me say that and fire me right on the spot. So I say, that's enough about me. Go tell your mother that you love her. But I don't. I love you. Shh, your mother might hear. I don't care. I hate my mother. Oh, Pam, you should never say that about your mother. I don't blame her, though. Her mother does nothing for her. I pick her up. I take her to school. I bring her home. I give her a bath and tell her, wash your turkey trot. I tell her to brush her teeth and say her prayers. Her mother does nothing but boss me around. Can I help you wash dishes tonight? No. Your mother wouldn't like it. Please? No. Are you mad at me, Marina? No. I'm not mad at her. I'm just mad at the whole damn situation. Can we watch Gunsmoke tonight in your home, just in your room, just you and me and Tinter? I suppose so. That Chester, he is very funny. But do your homework first. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Then she jumps up and down and tries to hug and kiss me. I don't know what to do with all that affection. I'm not used to it. You are another story. You can give me all the affection you want. And I can give you all the affection I want. Yes. And we can go for a walk in Central Park now. Yes, you're a little rascal. Yes, you are. Oh, what does she want now? Time for our prayers, Tinter. God, I did it again. I made Pam cry. She threw her book bag on the floor and I said, you are such a slob. You are going to grow up to be just like your mother. So of course she cried. I hate myself when I say things like that, and I shouldn't say right to her face, your mother's a lazy good for nothing, even though her mother is a lazy good for nothing. Patience, Marina, patience. Amen. Tomorrow we're going to get up Tinter, we're going to make Pam her fresh squeezed orange juice so she won't be bow-legged, and we'll talk to Mr. Baum as we serve him his farmer cheese and toast. Marina, what do you think of the bus boycott? Well, Mr. Baum, I never knew a colored person till I came to New York City, but the ladies in the laundry room, the colored women, they are right as rain. Time for bed, Tinter. We had such a good time Sunday night, didn't we? They were out at the Bridge Club, so we had the whole house to ourselves, no yelling, no ringing the buzzer. Just you and me and Pam eating off TV trays and watching Lassie. And you gobbling minute steak, home fried potatoes, lettuce and tomato salad with miracle French dressing. Pam calls these our Sunday night specials. And you were gobbling down that minute steak like there was no tomorrow. But today, Wednesday, my day off, yes, I am going window shopping at Macy's. I tell you both that I will be home at 8 p.m., but you just mope and mope. I tell Pam now, take the Stouffer's cream chicken out of the freezer and heat it up. Your mother will never make you anything. And you, no howling. I'll be back before you know it. Oh, how could she? I come home at 8 p.m. just like I said I would. Tinter, where's Marina's widow, Tinter? Where are you, little Tinter? Pam, do you know where Tinter is? Mommy gave her away to the SPCA. She was howling so much, Marina, and Mommy hates the howls, so she just gave her away. I tried to stop her, but I couldn't. I'm so sorry, Marina. Stop crying. It's not your fault. I get down my suitcase. Where are you going, Marina? I'm going to pick Tinter up at the SPCA, and then she and I are gonna go away. No! Then she comes in. Marina, what do you think you are doing? Did you give Tinter to the SPCA? Oh, that dog. That dog. That dog is my dog. I'm the only one that does anything for that dog. Oh, Marina, get over yourself. That dog is not your dog, and I can do whatever I want. You think you can do whatever you want with anyone, anytime. Not this time. You have your family. I only have Tinter. If Tinter goes, I go. And if Marina goes, I go. Marina, tell Pam to stop packing. Pam, stop packing. No, Mrs. Baum, I won't tell her. I don't know what to do. Pam, darling, we'll go to Lord & Taylor's and buy you some red boots. Won't that be fun? Just stop packing. No, Mommy, I'm not going to stop packing. I don't care about Lord & Taylor's or boots or you for that matter. Marina is my real mommy. Mrs. Baum and I are stunned. We look at each other. Marina, did you put those ideas in Pam's head? No, Mrs. Baum, you did when you left everything to me. I don't know what to do. Marina, just pick up the dog from the SPCA if that's what you have to do, but only just please stay, please unpack. I don't feel well. I have to go lie down. So, I was scared to death when I went to the SPCA that you would be gone because you are so cute. Everybody would want you. But thank goodness I got there in time and you were here, you were there, and now you're back home right where you belong, with me. And can you believe this, Tinter? She said please for the first time ever. That is something. Jody and oh, Jody's my big sister, and me, I'm Sarah Eloise Bodsworth. I'm 11 years old. Anyway, Jody and me were tight like this till our stupid foster brother Rudy moved in, and then Jody gave all her love to Rudy. Ooh. I don't know why Mama took Rudy in as a foster. He was, I guess we needed the money. Nobody in Tennessee had any money. And so, well, anyway, Rudy had an awful life. His mama had poured boiling water on him when he was just a baby, and he had scars all over his back. And as Jody would say, on his soul, too. But Rudy was filthy. I guess 8-year-old boys are, but he had grime under his fingernails, and who knew what grew under there? And he'd stick his hands in my pizza box, and it would make me sick. I'd say, Rudy, wash your hands for Pete's sake. I wash mine every time, all day long. I'm a kind of clean bean, you might say. Well, Rudy was always getting in trouble in school. He'd reverse his letters. He was in a special class for problem kids. And I admit, it wasn't very nice of me, but I'd say, "Stupid Rudy." But Jody, she just loved him to bits, and that made me hate him all the more. Jody was 14, and she thought she was all that, being a mama to us and all. Of course, she had to be a mama because our mama quit being a mama when Daddy, when Daddy ran off with this other woman, and then Mama came home from work every day and holed up in her room, and then she drinks and drinks and cries to the songs of Loretta Lynn. So, of course, Jody, she has to be a mama to us, and she came with me for 6th grade to get my report card, and she cooks and she cleans, and she makes sure we have clean clothes, and what would we do without Jody? Rudy howls every night. I mean a big howl. Even when it's not a full moon. And Jody and I can hardly sleep. It doesn't disturb Mama none, though. And Jody says, "Oh, Sarah, you got to understand him. He is empty inside. He is like a beautiful rose buried in the bottom of the sea." So, then one night, Rudy was howling a long time. I mean, a really big howl. And Jody said, "I know. I'll get him a dog of his own to love." "Oh no, Jody, don't do that. You know I'm allergic and dogs are so filthy and all with fleas. Please don't do that, Jody." I might as well have been talking to the wall for all that, because Jody, she just kept saying, "I'll get him a dog of his own to love." Rudy named that dog Man Man. And Man went everywhere with Rudy, even to show and tell, and they were both scruffy. and I just sneeze just thinking about it. I ain't proud of what happened next. No, I'm not. But I'll tell it anyway, seeing as the memory comes charging back to burn a hole in me. I put out rat poison. I got it at the dump down the road, and I sprinkled it all over the floor, and then I hid it. And Man, he started lick, 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 and then he was moaning and groaning something awful. And then Jody and Rudy, they came in, and they saw Man, and they started crying and screaming, and they scooped Man up, and they brought him to Mr. Carter down the road a piece. He knows a lot about animals and how to help them. And when I'd see Jody and Rudy scared to death, and I'd see Man moaning and groaning and suffering, I thought, "Oh no, Sarah, you done something really bad, and I ain't the praying kind." But I fell on my knees and I prayed. They were gone a long time, forever it seemed like, and the longer they were gone, the more I felt like a murderer, like they could have come back and brought the sheriff and locked me up, and I would have deserved it. As it turns out, Mr. Carter pumped Man's tummy and gave him some kind of vitamins, and they brought him home, and they lay him down, and he was all right, thank goodness. Oh, well, of course, Jody and Rudy were boiling mad at me, and I couldn't do nothing but deny the whole thing. Oh no, I put out the rat poison just to get rid of the rats. I would never hurt Man. I love Man. Oh, they knew I was lying because they knew I did not love Man and we did not have rats. So they punished me good. You guessed it. They ignored me completely for ages and ages. Oh, okay, maybe it was just months. No, okay, it was just weeks. But it felt like a lifetime. It felt like years and forever. I've done all this so Rudy and Jody would love me more and not just give all their love to each other and to Man, but it backfired big time. I mean, they treated me like wallpaper or like the lowest, stinkiest piece of dirt. I'd say, Jody, let's watch TV together. Jody, let's do our homework together. Jody, I'll brush your hair for you. And you'd think she was deaf or something, the way she just looked right through me. And she told Rudy to ignore me, and he did, and I was so lonely I thought I'd die. So finally I said to Jody, I'm so sorry, Jody, I never should have done that. I know I was wrong. It's about time you said sorry, Sarah. I'll do anything to make it up to you. I missed you so much. I know you've been missing us, but you gotta think straight. And if you want to be part of this family, you gotta help out. And besides, how you gonna make it up to Rudy? I thought about that, and I got my allowance money, and I brought it down to the butcher shop, and I give it to the man, and I say, I want the most delicious, juiciest, biggest, most wonderful bone in the whole world for Man. And with that and all, and he give it to me, and I brought it back home, and I give it to Rudy, and I said, sorry. Well, Rudy, he just glared at me, and then Jody gave him the look. So he grabbed the bone, he gave it to Man, and when he saw how much Man loved that bone, well, he come around a bit. And Jody, she said that she and me could give each other manicures every single week, just having our own special time together. That night, Rudy was howling. It was a full moon and everything, and Jody got up. Where you going, Jody? Where you going, Jody? And she went in there to Rudy, and she started howling with Rudy. And I thought, oh no, I can't be alone again and have them two together without me. If you can't lick them, join them. So I went in there too, and I started howling with Man. I mean, not with Man, with Jody and with Rudy. The three of us were howling, and then Man started howling too. And we were all four howling together, and I laughed so hard I thought I'd pee. Oh, that was the best night of my whole life. Q&A, and this is a very interesting Q&A. For those who want to stay, you feel free to leave if you want. But I'm going to also invite you, any comments or questions you have of me, but if you want to ask any of my characters questions, I will answer in character. So just to remind you, the characters are Bernice, Eddie Parker, Marina, and Sarah. So if you want to, I suppose you could even ask Man. Yes.
Can I guess that, as it says in the program, that you work with kids in halfway houses and places like that?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yes.
you did an outstanding job.
Thank you. That was in New York City that I worked with all ages, but I worked in the school system a lot with very disturbed kids. And as a matter of fact, Eddie Parker was about 22 at the time that I worked with him. And he was probably my favorite person that I ever worked with. And I don't know where he is now. It's 55 years later. But I think about him, and I guess I wanted to do a kind of tribute to him, or bring him back to my heart.
That was my favorite character, by the way. And as I was watching you, I was going to ask, and I didn't want to say, was that a client? I wanted to say, was that your friend? And
Yeah.
it was just a beautiful portrayal. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and he used to go, when I saw him, he'd always talk about Patty Duke. And could he ask her out for pizza? And I would say to him at the time, I'd say, Eddie, I don't know Patty Duke. But what about Velma? She's right here, one of the other clients. Maybe make friends with her. So thank you for loving him as much as I do. Thank you. Yes?
And where did Marina come from?
Marina was actually the person who raised me. And so it wasn't exactly like that, but it was somewhat autobiographical. And she was very attached to our dog. And it was totally legal for her to love the dog to bits. So that was a good thing that we had that dog. Yes?
Tasha, when you played Marina, I couldn't help but think of how fortunate many of us are to have beautiful ayudantes in our home that are abused often by some of the expats here. And that just kept going through my mind because I know it happens and they're so dear and loving and good.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, I see a question back there.
Yes, Bernice, did your boyfriend or your ex-roommate's boyfriend, did he ever come that day?
Are you asking Bernice? Oh, George. Oh, you're asking me. Oh, somebody asked me that yesterday, and I got all embarrassed. And the truth is that, well, just that day in particular, George didn't come. No, he didn't come. But we and they didn't let us go to the woods in the lake. They just made me stay in my room. And I didn't like it very much, but maybe George will come and visit me next week, I hope, and maybe I'll go to the lake with George. Yeah, you don't know George, do you? Are you George? Yes.
Have you a favorite character?
I'm going to be speaking next week for the storytelling event at the literary conference, and I'm going to talk somewhat about the characters. And I think that I have a special feeling for all the characters. It's a wonderful question, and they teach me a lot. I think they teach me because they have their own flaws, and they have their own yearnings. And so if I can love them with their flaws and yearnings, then I can love myself with my flaws and yearnings. So I'd say I'm attached to all of them. Thanks for asking. Yes.
I remember a poem you read about a maid in your house who was African American.
Oh, no, actually, Marina was not African American, she was white.
So was she the same one you wrote that poem about?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That was
Wow, you
really
remember.
good. Oh, I loved that. I loved it. I thought it
Thank
was
you.
amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Tasha,
Yes.
what drives you to do all this wonderful work?
Oh, wow. Gee, nobody's, I think, has ever asked me that. Thank you, Frank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What drives you to do this wonderful work?
What drives me to do all this work? I think when I embody characters, first of all, I get to know myself better. Secondly, I get to know them better. I guess they just come alive inside me. And I think in this particular piece, they were people that I care about that I just wanted to bring to the world because they're people whose voices are not heard. They're neglected people, and I want to bring them forth in a loving, authentic way, if I can do that, if that's possible. That's my intention.
Going well.
Yes.
Characters that we have not met.
Oh, many characters. Maybe you'll meet them in the future. They have to come and visit here. Yeah.
You're very passionate and authentic, and I wondered if you've taken your show to other places.
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I hope I will.
Okay.
I don't know where, but it would be fun. Yeah, I'd
You've
like
been
to.
filmed so that other people could see your work?
Well, we have a videographer here.
Oh, great.
Todd, thank you. And Krista, yes. And so they videoed it tonight. And I'll be able to show it. It's never the same on video, though. But yeah.
The first woman, was she Ethel?
The first woman is Bernice.
Bernice. I found that I identified with Bernice.
Oh, me too.
And I also was married to George.
Oh, well, bring him here.
She did.
He's still alive, and he's barely making it. But I wanted just to say that I've known you for a lot of years in a different way. And this, you came out so differently from what I expected, I think. And I don't know why or how. It wasn't bad or good, but it was a nice surprise.
Well, I think that's, Tom was asking, Frank was asking what I get out of this. And I think I do meet other parts of myself. I can't do a character if I don't find that somewhere inside me. So every time I do a different character, I get bigger.
I can see that.
So how did you come to know Sarah?
Sarah is totally fictitious. I never knew a Sarah, but her voice just pops right out of me. So she must live in there somewhere. You know.
I've met her before.
Yeah, right. And I'm in a writing group, and I sometimes write in the voice of Sarah, and I find writing in her voice much easier than writing in my own. Yes.
What's your background to do this?
I think probably some of my background is just the work that I did.
Which is?
I worked as a counselor in the inner city schools, and I worked with all kinds of adults, too, that were, troubled. And I obviously have those parts of myself in here, too. As many of us do in the human service field, those of us that work in the human services often are drawn to characters who are marginal or who are sad because we have those parts of ourselves too. And it's healing for me and it's healing for them. It's a win-win. Yes.
Was Eddie on the autism spectrum?
I think so. I didn't think it at the time, but as I was developing the piece, I felt that he was on the autism spectrum. And I don't know how many people, I only saw 1 or 2 episodes of this thing, the Woo. Attorney Woo. And I noticed that she repeats.
Yes, and the palindromes, the forward, backward.
Oh, that I didn't remember.
And the numbers or something.
Numbers,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, I worked with an idiot savant, in quotes, who was very good in numbers. So I incorporated that into Eddie. Eddie was a good money manager. He was quite remarkable. Yes.
A lot of,
Go ahead.
a lot of the references, well, all of the references seem to be set in like my childhood, Patty Duke and Bonanza. And are any of your characters now contemporary characters?
Well, Sarah, originally I had Sarah as a flashback from somebody who was old, but Sarah, in my mind, you know, she's alive and well right now as a little kid. But the other ones, you're right, do come from my era. And many of our eras. And you know, Bernice is 94. I think she started off 88, and as I get older, she gets older. Yeah, I should make her 102.